Y un, dos, tres, y... Bueno, sí. Camina. Rico, rico, rico. Y como dice mi coro que sigue ahí. Escucha mi salsa buena, abre la ventana. Escucha. Ahora estamos gozando hasta la mañana. Escucha mi salsa buena, abre la ventana. Ahora estamos gozando hasta la mañana. Melodía, melodía. Escucha mi salsa buena, abre la ventana. Ay, escucha mi salsa ahora. Ahora estamos gozando para bailar, para gozar, qué rico está. Escucha mi salsa buena, ay, yo te traigo la salsa buena, es la verdad. Bueno, sí. Hasta la mañana. Bueno, mira, escucha ahora.
Welcome back to the Soccer Academy. I'm Antonio Suave, your host, and we're coming to you from Grand Cayman in the beautiful Cayman Islands in this Caribbean nation. Today we're going to talk about some volley shots and what we do when we volley the ball. That is, keep our toe pointed down, come all the way through with our laces. And helping me out, as always, is my man Nigel.
Hey, what's up, Antonio?
Hey, Nigel, what's happening?
Taking it easy, enjoying this wonderful place, the people. We won't talk about the food because then you won't concentrate on soccer. So right about now, we're going to get back to the soccer, and then later on, we'll jump into some of the stuff about the food.
Right. Well, it's hard not to be happy here because this is a beautiful country, palm trees, beaches, wonderful hospitality, and certainly it's a great place to play soccer.
Definitely.
And they've got a lot of great soccer players too that'll be coming on and helping us to do some demonstration in just a little while.
That sounds good, and you're going to see the way that they do it, you know, because soccer is an international game. You have European flavor, South American flavor, so we could bring you something from the Caribbean too.
All right. So why don't we demonstrate a little bit about this volley shot?
Sounds good. Kids, remember to pay attention. Look at what he's going to do. Keep the toes pointed down, knee over the ball, and strike all the way through, right? All the way through the ball. Keep those toes pointed down, eyes on the ball, right? And swing all the way through from the hip. Notice his knee is not swinging up and his toes are staying down. Make good contact with the ball and go all the way through so you can finish with that nice game-winning shot.
Right. So once again, our toes are pointing down. We're leaning over the ball so that the shot stays nice and low and we get enough power on the ball all the way through. So when we come back, we're going to show you some demonstration. All right, before we get into the actual shots, that is the volley shots, we're going to do a drill that'll help us to touch the ball properly with the instep of our foot.
And kids, if you don't have another friend at home or your parents, what you could do is actually try this drill against the wall. All right, now pay attention. Meet the ball, toes pointed down, all the way through, right? It might help to focus on an area, so that's your target. So when you take a shot on goal, you focus on that area too. Whatever you do with the right, do with the left, and come all the way through. Strike that ball, right, meet it, get used to the touch of it, and it'll be okay when you start taking the actual shots.
Right, and we want to remember to guide the ball in with our instep, leaning slightly over, touching the ball lightly, guiding it into our target.
Call out mom, dad, somebody, even one of your friends. Just get in the backyard and serve up a couple. But remember, keep those toes down, ankles locked, eyes on the ball, and come all the way through. Don't be afraid, all right? Bring those feet up, strike that ball, back to your target. Hopefully it's mommy, daddy, or a friend.
So Shakina and Tyrone, welcome. It's good to have you here. So what do you say we show the people at home how we demonstrate some volley touches? Sure. Okay. All right, as you can see, Shakina first and foremost is giving a good ball to Tyrone so he can set up, and he meets that ball in the air with his laces.
Also notice, kids, that he's not standing there waiting for something to happen. He's always on his feet, always moving. Just in case a ball might come short or it might be going a bit further, he could always make the necessary adjustments and contact the ball.
Right, and look at the power and the speed with which he is guiding and directing that ball. Again, it's guiding the ball back into your target not hitting it too softly, and certainly not hitting it too hard.
And his eyes are always on the ball. Look at how he's concentrating. He's never taking his eyes off of the ball, always keeping his eyes on the ball. And notice how many good passes he's made. That's not by luck, right? That's by hard work.
All right, and I think now we're going to see Shakina do it. And there's Shakina doing basically the same thing, meeting the ball in the air with her laces, guiding and directing it back with just the right power, just the right speed into the target.
Right? In this case, the target's at Tyrone's hand. So he just tosses it, she strikes it right back into his hands. Not too much power, but a real good toss back. And young ladies, this just goes to show what you can do.
Great skill by Shakina and Tyrone.
Always keeping her eyes on the ball.
Always on her toes, always ready.
Ready? And look at her face. Look at the concentration. It's no joke. It's serious. All right? Her eyes are always on the ball, even when it goes down to her feet. She's looking at it, always concentrating, making sure that she sees it. She makes contact with it. And you notice that she's got a lot of passes back to Tyrone also.
All right, great stuff, Shakina and Tyrone.
And now, kids, what we're going to do is go into some live demonstrations with some of Cayman Islands' finest youth players in Shakina, Tyrone, Kim, and Miguel. They're going to try to see if they could score on Miguel because he's a pretty good goalie.
And a great tip for all of you at home on how to volley the ball is to use this little drill right here. Basically, what we do is we face a goalkeeper or we face a wall, and we drop the ball from our hands and come into it and volley it before it hits the ground. So this is what we're going to be doing.
Remember, get a little move on before you do it so it's a bit more game-like.
Drop the ball, lean over.
And try to keep your toes pointed down. Remember, keep the toes down. Look at the ball. Get over it and toes down.
And let's make sure we follow all the way through to the target. And we can really get some mustard on this ball. And let's test Miguel one more time. All right, and there it is. That's how we practice the volley shot. Okay, now for a skill set that everybody loves, shooting. But a couple of basics before we start. Remember, as we approach the ball, we're taking tiny baby steps so that we're approaching it properly, right? So we're not long stepping or short stepping. The other thing is our plant foot has to remain planted straight forward. Our body leaning over the ball generally, especially when we're shooting, so we keep the trajectory of the ball down and low. And we're following through with our laces, with all of the momentum, toes pointed down and following all the way through with our laces. And again, we're approaching the ball, following all the way through. We're approaching the ball, a variety of steps, following all the way through.